Welcome back to Tuesday Night Fights. Tonight, we have two of the best players in North America battling for our amusement and also for a bit of cash. It's not just like we throw them in the arena and may the best man survive, but in the top left, going deep in the WCS Winter Qualifiers, but not quite able to make it all the way, falling to his teammate Jon Snow in the final match. Still putting on a great show. It's Storm Gaming's very own American Protoss. Is he American or Canadian? I knew this at one point, but now I don't. Okay, he's an American Protoss player. It is Raze. And in the top right, not just a prolific and entertaining streamer, but a gentleman. Well, at least a top-tier Terran, a Canadian, and a winner in our hearts. I'm sure he only whines about TVP a little bit on his stream. It is every top Terran's obligation to comment on how if Maru just simply did not win everything, then Terran would finally get the buffs it deserves. But it's Jason. Juggernaut Jason on Twitch. I think spelled in the correct manner you would spell that. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. You never know with Twitch names. If you're watching live, you can, yeah, I'm always poking people like, who wants free money to play Starcraft for my amusement? And we're finding some entertaining players out there, but these are the first two. Jason coming up with the Reaper. TVP has shifted a little bit. In the mini balance patch after the great balance patch of 2019, there's been some changes. First off is Adepts take a little longer to build. One of the big threats early on, murder. He kills the Scantipede. No witnesses. Adepts take a little longer to build, but Warpgate takes less time. So the first Adept going across and delaying your command center is no longer the major threat it once was. At the same time, Blink is a little cheaper, Robo's a little cheaper, Immortals, 25 more minerals, Observer's a little faster. So honestly, some Protoss buffs across the board. We'll see how it affects the matchup. As for Terran, the Cyclone upgrade takes a bit longer. Oh, is there any basic anti-air here? The Oracle, checking the Watchtower. Hellion and Reaper at the back. Was he actually thinking about going for a third?
Prize pool or a wine fund, whatever.
We'll make it. Let me do some math, because I could add it to both. We'll add 25 to both of the next two. Which makes it 75, and we'll just make it 50-25. Sound good? 50-25 for the best of fives, but a Hellion coming in, killing 3 probes already. A Widowmine Marine drop in the main. Jason not quite unloading it. But this one Hellion got 4 probe kills, which seems like a bit much. Now, the Widowmine is the real kicker here. He's not going to be able to target it down, but the medevac itself... Oh, drawing the shot out, and the Widowmine kills the medevac from whence it came. Jason correctly identifying that Raze looking for a third. Gonna have some vulnerabilities, though. I don't see this Oracle or any of these Oracles going down. He's gonna make sure, well, he's gonna need to make sure he has some defenses back at home. I don't know. Yeah. Looks like some turrets coming up. 3 oracles were revealed. Raze going for the more precision tool-oriented strategy. Okay, once again, I'm going to spread these out over all the matches instead of front-loading incredibly heavily. We'll just do 150. Thank you for the 210 bucks in bits. 100 bucks for the winner, 50 for runner-up. Okay, what's happening? I got distracted. Okay. I mean, I gotta write all these things down. We do it live. If only we had a system for this. Alright, the Oracle's boxed out. I'll ask them if they're down for making a best of 7 after this, if we're going to that extent. The Oracle's coming through.
Yes, yes, yes. Just as I deserve.
I'm not doing the math anymore now. We're done with that. I'm gonna watch the game. Revelation reveals there is indeed a Raven. A surprisingly sizable army coming out of Raze here. That means Jason not really going to have the opportunity to move out and take a third for the near future. If he does move out, that could be a mistake. Well, the Marine scouts it. Revelation will give almost perfect vision. Without stim done, okay, this gets a little awkward. The force fields will isolate some of the Marines. Tank siege is up. Even killing a single sentry could be nice, but Jason slowed down a bit. Raze has 67 probes. The one thing he doesn't have is really any splash damage. That means Jason's bio army is getting scarier and scarier. These, okay, 3 oracles mean you never stop having revelation. You just don't. Raze also, so watch him in the WCS Winter Qualifiers. He's a very smart player, but like many North American players, sometimes there's just big mistakes that end up. The less nice version is throwing the game. It's like, well, you had perfect vision, you got the right tech, you got the right units, and then you didn't react in time to a doom drop in your main, and now you're dead. Whoa, the minefield! 1, 2. That Oracle. That is. Yeah, he has definitely defended himself against those oracles. So those revelations are going to be a lot less effective and persistent now that 2 oracles have been shot out of the sky. Jason setting himself up quite well. And now Raze is going to be a little bit more in the dark. Amon looks angrily at that warp prism, but will not be able to do anything about it. Amon takes no sides in this quarrel. A sensor tower comes up at the ideal timing to spot this out. Amon also serves as quite the air blocker, meaning that you cannot go to this very top corner of the map. Makes it a little bit easier to box out things like warp prisms and medevacs. One probe spotted, and then this one pylon at the bottom center of the map spotted out as well. Raze does not yet... Wait, does he have a Colossus? He has 2 Colossi. They're still chilling at home, though, indicating this is not that committed of an attack. Both sides fighting a bit of a proxy war. The scan catches the fact there's a 4th base, but does not catch the splash damage at the back. Ship weapons on the way. Vikings as well. It appears Jason knows about the Colossi, or at least about the serious threat of them. Having Vikings doesn't hurt, just in case he has things like warp prisms as well. You don't want to invest too much in... I think at some point he scanned or spotted the Colossi, because he is committing pretty heavily to the Vikings. Raze nearing a max out. The upgrades 2-2. 2-2 just now starting for Raze, whereas Jason has his a little bit quicker, which is pretty important. Oh, there's the perfect spot. Another scan. Now, does Raze go for the attack? He's nearly maxed out. He's a long way off 2-2. Storm is nearly complete. Extended Thermal Lance is done. He's got a variety of splash damage. This is happening. He's played Starcraft Master, the arcade game. Oh god, I hate that Zealot mission. Zealots don't work like that, Blizzard. Anyways. How many Vikings? 7 Vikings. Not an incredible number, but healthy enough. An anti-armor missile, interference matrix. There are a lot of options with this Raven as well. Raze is moving up to engage. The 4th base not fully established, so Jason needs to hold on to his 3rd. The Raven is really going to be the key part of this here. Do we have some anti-armor missiles? The Raven does get an anti-armor missile before dying. And the Cheeto Dust means, oh, beautiful EMP! Every single Templar it connects with. And now Jason is on the chase. Raze's army is crumbling. It has negative armor right now, meaning it takes increased damage. A few Zealots slip by, will kill SCVs, but Jason lands all the spells he needs.
Just as I deserve.
PSST.
Once again, I'm going to spread them out between all the matches, not just one match. And you have been warned on that. But thank you. I think we'll plan on 3 best of 7s tonight. We'll see who we get. We got Kiwion and Cuddle Bear as well, but I probably won't do a TVT. We'll see if we get a couple other players. So I guess this is now like a $500 impromptu North American tournament featuring also some Koreans. Disruptors are the spot defense choice. Now, without all those, that's a lot of Vikings. That's 15 Vikings. You madman, he hits the deck. The EMPs come out, but the disruptors are thrown through. The Purification Nova's connecting, but at the same time, Jason strikes back. The Nexus to the south, the bottom left corner. Gonna be targeted. Will it be taken out? We'll find out in a moment. More Zealots being warped in. Another disruptor shot. He could... Oh, he curves it! Slams into the SCVs, and the supplies turn upside down. 124 to 136, but Jason still has the bio in the bottom left. He's gonna take out the Nexus, but that Nexus not that important to raise his whole economy. Another disruptor shot. Tries the splits. Doesn't find him. Storms at the back. Is there an EMP? Not enough energy. Jason trying to hold the line. One storm. Another one. Those disruptors gonna recharge. The splash damage, incredibly dangerous. It's not over yet, but it's getting close. The bio's on the way back home. The storm's disgusting. The SCV's desperately trying to fight against disruptors. Not their strongest tactic. In comes some more bio. A storm connects. He could target down the Ruptors. There's a little bit more from the high ground, but Jason is at less SCVs than he started with. GG. Raze takes it home. And he takes the 1-0 edge. And let me work this all out.
Why you so defensive? You always miss my calls. Run around in circles cause you're nervous. I won't catch you when you fall. You're so defensive. Why you so defensive? Don't listen to the voices in your head. They're gonna take you down and you know it. I'll be waiting till you come to your senses. Baby, tear down your fences. Baby, tear down your fences.
It is Jason's map pick now. The loser picks the map. Automaton is his choice. So I think we'll put, what does that put us at? 21, 210, 230, 280,
Prize pool,
300,
prize pool, prize pool,
400,
pool.
and I lost my train of thought. 150, 170, 380, 430, 440. Okay. So 3 $150 prize pool matches. Fully funded. With a prize split of $100, 100 for the winner and 50 for the loser, just for being here, trying their bestest.
WNTR lot today's special hacking investigation team video had me in stitches.
Glad you enjoyed. Always got to know when to call in the team. Raze takes the top right. Jason bottom left. This is his map pick. He opts for the gas first. Now, Automaton, I think part of the reason Automaton was the map pick, there are a few things that allow a Terran to be more effective. First off is the main base is huge. There's so much space to drop, and also it's more exposed than your natural. Your natural is actually further away from your opponent, especially by air. So this means a Protoss pretty much has to watch their back or just be continually aggressive. Otherwise, medevacs or liberators, or probably both, will end up in your main. Now, also, there's a pretty accessible gold base. It's not a quick gold base, but there is potential for a gold, which can definitely benefit a Terran strongly if they're able to keep hold of it. Anyone strongly, but Terran buildings can fly. And fun fact, they fly faster than a non-speed overlord. Just neither here nor there, but... How does that make sense to you? Reaper is scouting for any proxies. He's seen a, no, well, not proxies, but a probe, rather. Some players will leave that probe sticking around, and in fact, Raze has done just that. I don't believe this is for a proxy. I think this is for a scout. But as I say it, that's kind of a suspicious... Okay, I should have just stuck with my guns there. Oh, wait, no! I'm flip-flopping more than a tropical beach right now. Well, Raze with... Now, what is this? This is not... I don't think this is going to be for a Stargate. That'd be kind of odd. He has a lot of gas, though, so... No, you know what? Wait, it is a gate. Oh. He's doing a delayed 3/4 gate? So if Jason goes really heavy into the tech, like Hellions, which he is right now, he's doing it right now. Well, guess what? He could die. In fact, it's quite likely he dies. Because this isn't a Stargate. This isn't like a quick Robo or Twilight. This is just brute force, bash your face in, see you later, give me my money. We'll see. 4 Hellions about to move out. The lack of units at home will also be a bit of a tell, but will Jason have enough time to react? As the warp-ins begin, The Hellions will actually... Oh, here we go. They've danced around each other a little bit at the start. The Hellions will be spotted out by Raze. A tank is on the way.
It's not $10,000. Time for more math.
I don't even understand. And also, SC2 replay stats. Why now? Now is not the time. Meanwhile, Hellions doing a lot of damage. A tank about to pop out. Jason Raze. Why now? What's going on? A Liberator and a tank. Those are some of the best tools he could have to defend. The Hellions getting in doing critical damage. He's killed 11 probes and counting. Raze is now going underwater on the probe count. 20 left. Oh, they're all stacked up on the gas! He's still got enough Hellions to make this super dangerous. The orbital command is lifted. It's on well, it's not on fire. It could be soon. 14 workers, 14 probes survive. But Jason has held the line on the high ground. That's only 4 Stalkers. That's not the end of the world. And Jason will be able to reestablish his base. Raze taking critical damage. The brute force attack. Jason had the tank behind it. The tank holding it down. And that means Raze now has to play catch-up. A warp prism on the way. There are still options here. It looks like it'll be a Raven. Yep. Just making sure he plays it safe. Raze must get some damage done. He can't just try to macro it out. You can't recover from a 10 worker deficit against Terran while you also have no tech. If you have something like a Stargate or a Twilight, okay, you got options. But if you open up heavy gateway and then just pretty much all you have is a robo, no robo bay, no nothing like that, you can't. You have to do something. And Raze is going to make the big play of the War Prism, and it looks like it will actually be quite effective. Liberator scouted and also scouts. The War Prism on the way to the main base. The juggling happening here. Were there any warp-ins back at home? Did Raze actually notice the Liberator? No, he commits a full warp-in. That means the Liberator, there's nothing to contest it. A Raven is done. The tank sieges. The boys are pulled. The Liberator is sieged up, but a little off-center, so it doesn't actually get that many shots off. 12 SCVs have died. He's trying to target down the tank. A key part of this. It gets one final shot off. More warp-ins coming through. Is there another tank? No, he pulled the factory off. The Liberator trying to get damage done. Forces all the probes to the net. Still more SCVs are dying. Jason trying to hold on. That's still a lot of Stalkers in the mix. All he has to do is kill this army. He's killing so many probes. But SCV is dying as well. Deja vu. The Stalkers are dying. Jason not microing the Liberator back towards the main. But he's cleaned this army up. He's down to 3 SCVs, which, you know, isn't right. So Raze has turned it around again. Very reminiscent of the previous match. He sieges up, but he's still barely mining. And the army for Jason is dangerous. This isn't over yet. There are mules. Jason is mining. He salvages his bunker. He needs every last nickel and dime of minerals. He's gonna find one more probe. That Liberator buying him time and space. The last few SCVs under fire here, but Raze is committed. He's gonna have to use a recall. The Liberator coming in. Where's the recall? Another Stalker being warped in. Oh, the probes, though! The probes! They're lining up! Auto turret! So much damage is being done! A slugfest! The auto turret kills it off! Probes being slaughtered! But is it enough? Because the warp prism's on the other side. The bio army comes through. Liberator gonna deny mining. Most of the probes, if not all the probes, should die. Is there enough? If he recalls, this isn't enough army to beat Jason's army. The Hellion can chase down these probes, and they will. We're in single-digit workers. We're less than you start with in Wings of Liberty. More probes will die. Does he have any probes on the map? No! The final probe will fall. He's gonna recall. He recalls to the net. Some incredible... No, he can't beat this army, right? Raze does not have enough. He's building one probe at the natural. He has to try to fight. Now, the bio, it does not have stim or combat shield. It has nothing. There are no upgrades for Jason. He's gonna kill off the Liberator, but he's trying to micro. The Stalkers, no, he loses one. GG, or just, well, 1G. Jason strikes back, but by the skin of his Canadian teeth.
Don't listen to the voices in your head. They're gonna take you down.
1-1.
You know it. I'll be waiting till you come to your senses.
Raze's map pick.
Baby, tear down your fences.
Cyber Forest. One of our newer maps. Remember, if you're watching live, you can use the multi-command. Jason is streaming. I don't believe Raze is. Am I wrong about that? Let me see. Oh, we're ready to go. Everybody's ready to go.
Don't wander around your memory.
Mm-hmm.
Might get lost.
150 well, $100 up for grabs for the winner. And welcome back. Two. No, not that. No. Not that. Another Tuesday night fight. Size Storms Raze against Juggernaut Jason. Raze is sending out a probe at a very suspicious timing. He's sending it so far across, it makes me feel like he is not scouting, but instead doing something he himself would like to scout. Would like to have not scout. Jason will find it immediately. So what is it? Does Raze cancel the pylon? I'm sure these players are within about... They're within 100 MMR. They have very similar TVP win rates. I think it is incredibly likely they have played many times on the ladder, and maybe outside of the ladder as well. Jason not falling for these dirty Protoss tricks. And that means Raze just gonna fall back on the gate expand. Slightly delayed, but we're gonna be forced into this.
Not $20,000, but 20% of real owl trees.
I'm just gonna make each match $100 for the winner, 50 for the loser, and keep going until no one else wants to play. And then, if we don't spend all of your money, don't worry. I'll spend it next week or the week after, because I hate doing math and I like casting Starcraft. So we're gonna do that. Wow, these are... Can you actually walk through these, or are these blocking? I'm pretty sure those actually block. I haven't actually been to this part of the map. Cyber Forest a bit more defensive. I'll add it all up between the matches and see where we are. That's the summary. And of course... Oh, well... I lost my train of thought completely. I had something, it's gone. Is it just gone? Anyways, Cyber Forest, a lot of high-low ground action, a lot of choke points. So things like tanks, force field, essentially just waiting with Templar, especially in the middle here. There's a valley that has pretty much a tiny choke point is the most direct attack path. Everything else has to go all the way around the top or bottom side, or take down some more sets of rocks. So, if you can't make it across that middle choke point, the attack path is severely delayed. More Hellions. Jason gonna opt for it again, but this time Raze is setting himself up defensively. An Oracle will be spotted by the Reaper, but it looks like it will also spot these Hellions here. Oh, he's gonna... Does he activate it and actually try to micro against the Hellions, or... Well, the Hellions are gonna look for an opportunity. Does he bounce? He throws a nade. Gonna bounce the Stalkers out of the way, allowing him to slip through. Raze tries to block out. Looks like this will do very little damage to start. Shouldn't lose too many probes. Maybe a couple. Cheeky move, but more than prepared for by Raze. Whoa, okay. Oh, he decides, he's like, I have a tech lab over here. I don't need to worry about this. And really, do you need more tanks up against someone who has triple Oracle? You can kind of see Jason's thought process there. Unfortunately for him, the Liberator will fly right directly over. I don't see it doing too much damage here. He knows Stalkers are on the field. The Oracle's microing on the other side. The Marines being burned. But at the same time, the Liberator getting counter damage. So 4 probes. And the Stalkers, this is kind of a nasty positioning. Stalker's going to have some trouble taking this out cleanly. Another probe goes down, but you got to get rid of it as soon as possible. So 1 Stalker goes down, 5 probes. And he kept Raze busy. I'd say that's a win for Jason. He lost some Marines on the other side. But overall, well, having a few less workers than a Protoss and being able to get all your production online.
Yay for Tuesday night fights.
Able to get all your production online is gonna put you in a pretty comfortable spot. The one thing that Jason does not have is a 3rd command center. He's banking up the money now. Does he slap it down? Stim just now starts. So there's still a while until he can really capitalize on this scenario. And Raze, I think correctly reading this, has a Templar Archives on the way. Oh, he could scramble one of these. Uses an auto turret. The interference matrix can be very helpful. You don't want to use too much energy. How many Marines? Jason is down to 3 Marines. Oh, no, you can't lose the... Yeah, you can't lose Stim. That would be very bad. Oracles are really good. Like... Oh. Not against turrets, though. Not great against... There it goes. A 3rd command center's on the way for Jason. The big struggle for a Protoss player in this scenario, it might look like they're really asserting a lot of control, but you gotta scramble to get your tech up. You have to buy as much time as possible. It's really important those Oracles get damage and create space and keep Jason from being able to move out quite as quickly, because there's no storm. It looks like he's just building Archons. Now, if Jason gets wind of the fact this is more like a brute force style, really heavy on the gateways, as opposed to going for quick storm or colossi. Is that double robo? No, just a single robo. I can't read a production tab. A tag. Oh, what a dodge on the tag. That was beautifully done. Jason knows the Oracle was going to come back in for it. It does, but he hid his units. Now, they're obviously going to be scouted, but the fact the revelation didn't connect, that was actually a little cute move there. It's a big deal when it comes to moving out on the map. Now, does Raze have the army to stop this? He's got a great supply. The upgrades, +1 armor. It's all going to be spotted out here. Jason, like I mentioned before, this middle of the map area is a struggle. It's just +1 armor for now. Jason gonna change tactics. The Widowmine spotted out. He will more than likely commit some units to that. He's splitting him off. The drop on the right. He could potentially do an attack on the left. Jason gonna try to snipe some probes here, more than likely. Raze scrambling back, but probes are definitely going to die. Being slaughtered so quickly by those Stim Marines. He needs to get in and get out. And he does. Clean move there. 9 probes down. Drags things a little bit closer to even. Is an armory done for Jason? No armory yet, which means he's kind of committed on these upgrades. He really needs to get some more aggression done so we can set up a potential attack. I love this vision from Raze. Look at the Raze mini-map right now. The only place he's a little vulnerable is straight up the gut, but he knows Jason, if he just committed a double drop, he's not going to go for a direct attack. That's just basic math. He doesn't have the units. Stim Marine sniping off some pylons. SCV, I don't know if this is intentional, but maybe spotting out some of the army. The medevacs will slip down towards the natural. The 4th base under fire as well. Jason decides he finds a target at the 3rd. More probes will have to pull away. A cannon will keep him busy for now. Blink just finished. Ghost Academy and Armory. He's buying a lot of time to drop into the main. The medevac will survive, and most of the Marines gonna unload. Target's down 1 Stalker. The big drop at the net. The Robo Bay potentially exposed. Gonna take out 1 pylon. How much more does he want? Blink is done. He's on the chase. More Stalkers, and this is where things get a little dicey. Jason's starting to lose a lot of his units here. More probes being targeted down. Raze finds himself with 10 less, but still not that terrible of a position, if I can put all these words together in a timely manner. That losing 3 medevacs total there, and delaying his 2-2 by a bit. I don't know if Jason actually has what it takes to stop the army. Whoop. Some Widow Mines take a chunk out of the Zealots. Another, well, this is a mine drop. He would like to have some of those, but this was spotted out, I believe, by the Zealot there on the corner. It looks like Raze is going to back off, but he does have the option for a prism to the north. I'm not sure if this Marine spotted it. The mine drop is coming in. The probes will pull away. They don't have drilling claws, so not as deadly of a threat. Only 3 probes for 4 mines, so not exactly what he was looking for. The medevac seems to have survived for now. Raze being constantly thrown back down in probe count, but he's building the army. Jason trying to slow down a freight train at the moment as this Protoss army, and now the charge lots will drag a lot of Jason's army back out of position. And Raze is going to just move straight up the gut. A quick 1-2. Those tanks on the high ground going to be very helpful. Jason looks like he's cleaned up the main. The tank's still shelling. The base is exposed. There's no splash damage with this besides the Archons. Anti-armor missile could be helpful. Doesn't get any spells off on the Raven, unfortunately. But Jason's still holding the line. The angling not great for Raze. The supply depot's helping with the choke point, and suddenly Raze finds himself regretting that lack of splash damage here. A drop going back into the main to defend his own base. The engineering bay is precious. Those upgrades very important on such a bio-heavy composition. Snipe's gonna get some of the charge lots, but +2 armor will be a casualty. He needs that prism. Is there a Liberator or a Viking or something? It doesn't appear so. Jason will hold on, but he really needs to get those upgrades back up. He's working on his unit composition, but he doesn't really have any Liberators, and Colossi are being produced now. He can't fight 4 Coloxen on the ground. Jason has been preparing for the Templar Archon Charge Lot army, but the Robo Bay is the big kicker, and that's what he's going to really struggle against. Vikings are on the way. I think he kind of got wind of this. There's no observer with the army. Raze takes a couple Widowmon hits to the face. The scan is there. The Blink Stalkers will dodge. Trigger those mines. Jason has nothing out on the map for counterattack. Here comes the War Prism again. Takes some hits. Jason gonna split off some. He can't move too far out of position. He knows Raze's main army is here. Another big charge lot warping. No! Raze is moving in the front, but Jason brings everything to the back. Struggling forward. EMPs on the Archons. He's able to run back in a relatively timely manner. It's so hard to split your army against this. The supply is still pretty close. The medevac's in a precarious position. How many more EMPs are needed? Some Vikings coming up. The orbital under fire. It is also eating some shots, so there is that. Some more EMPs come through. The boys might be able to help out. The Vikings doing their best. Colossi targeted down. Raze's army is starting to fall apart, but the charge lot reinforcements come in. Planetary Fortress will hold it down for now, but the 2-2 versus 2-1, the charge lots come in and really turn things around just as Jason was closing the distance. The main base will be lifted, but the momentum has swung heavily in favor of the Protoss. +2 armor's on the way, but Jason now has to... Raze pretty much has to make mistakes, and this has been quite a solid game from him. The drops were dangerous, but not deadly. When you can start just building pylons all over the place to make sure you don't get caught off guard, Blue Marine's very angry at that pylon. Oh! Attack does come out on the Vikings with the dying breath of the Oracle. But the danger here is that Jason, he can't really split his army without potentially just dying outright. A planetary is where you can make a last stand. There are no liberators here. There's a lot of Vikings, but no Colossi. There need to be liberators. I think he canceled some Vikings. The Vikings need to go harass or something. Right now, 18 of Jason's precious army supplies and Vikings that are just not going to be that helpful, especially against disruptors. One shot comes out. Sensor towers really don't have that much HP. They have 200, which is half a depot. A few charge lots shaved off. Now, EMP still can make this army more vulnerable. It's not the end of the world. It's not entirely reliant on the Archon's disruptor shot. Gets a hit. Doesn't lose too much. Raze just keeps reinforcing. Storm is on the way. More Ruptors as well. Jason trying to stay afloat here. He lost the sensor tower. We'll rebuild it. Those Vikings, I mean, they'll do their best. Some EMPs. He might be able to pick off one of the Archons. You got to be a little careful of those disruptors, though. More Liberators on the way. Jason is holding the line. He's struggling closer. But he's down 2 upgrades. About to be down 3 if you include the shields, which you probably should. That is an army that, I don't know, if Jason just doesn't really have the bulk here. Oh, that shot forces him far back, if not hitting that many units. There's still a couple disruptors available. A big shot in the center mass. Another one as well. That one targeted down. The Archons being chipped away. The Liberators helping out. Another couple in the back. The Bio Army trying to hold the line. Are there EMPs? The Liberators becoming a bit more effective, but the Immortals are just pounding everything. GG, WP, and Raze takes his map pick as well. Cyber Forest goes his way. Two to 1.
Good. Now I have
So
your
our
attention.
Protoss, who on high plat, low diamond noobs or what? I never see them use the washing machines when I play against them. Did you just call disruptors washing machines? Because that's amazing. Thank you, Budo Colo. Thank you, Crater Moon.
Good.
Thank
Now
you,
I have
LS
your
Diamond 5.
attention.
Thank you for introducing me to Monster Cat and Crab Brave.
What is truth? It's what you want it to be.
Does SC2 replay stats keep having a lag? I like having it. I should have it on this as well. Jason asked for a quick break, a breather. Thank you for the biddies.
Have my ad bits.
For those who want, Raze is gonna start streaming, by the way, guys. Here's the link. He's gonna start the stream for the rest of the match. Cause he's like, well, why not? So if we could get like a 3-way multi-Twitch, that'd be pretty sick as well. So Jason says, I want the green map. Repugnancy, I think. These are pro/near pro players. He wants the green map. Oh, Raze, come back! I think his BattleNet died when he started his stream. Can we make that into the super multi command? For all 3 streams? J6. And remember, guys, if you subscribe, you support amazing esports content, and I get more money. Alright, ready to go. No, don't. Not spam it. Add a command. Late. What? Anyway. Well. We're back to match, game, whatever, number 3. In the bottom left, Juggernaut, Jason, and in the top right is Raze. Overall, the trend seems to be, if Raze is allowed to go to the later game, he has the edge. Jason, I mean, you see some plays there, but it is tough, and every Terran player will tell you how tough it is. That it is tough to handle the multiple forms of splash damage that Protoss players can put on the field. So a lot of Terran players will just try to do something early on to, well, at least slow it down, if not stop it altogether. Ray's gonna try what he got stopped on in game number 2. 3? Whatever the last one was. Don't ask me to... I'm not a numbers guy, okay? Looks like it's going to be a 2-game pressure, but Jason's scouting quite early. He should get wind of this. The fact that Gateway is building. So we'll talk a little bit about what Jason is scouting for right now. We're going to go to the Juggernaut Jason cam. That first SCV, no expansion. All right, what's up? Coming in. Sees a probe. Sees no second gas, sees the gateway producing. He can't tell it's a zealot, but the fact there's no cyber core means it's a zealot. And the lack of expansion means this is a 2-gate. He's going to expand on the high ground. Will he add a bunker? Or does he see himself adding... Nope, it's just going to be another depot because there's not going to be a stalker quite yet. But will there be a bunker before he gets a factory or not? Raze does want to expand. He's going to, right now, Juggernaut Jason. Yeah, there's the bunker. Okay, that's what he's looking for. That's why he scouted early. And what? That's a Stargate. The Reaper finds it, but he can't really go out. Okay, the Stargate is canceled. A Stalker on the way. It was there for the element of surprise. Raze was going to double down on the proxy. But Jason, a solid response. Going to go across the map with the Reaper. That will force Raze. Wait, did he leave a Stalker at home? Didn't he have a Stalker somewhere? Where is it? Where's your Stalker? That's the only Stalker? Okay. Another Stalker on the way out. It should be able to intercept the Reaper. And anything to slow this down. Jason needs to be careful. The thing that players can do, especially lower level players, is overcommit. It's like, he's being a cheesy Protoss. 4 bunkers, 2 turrets, like, and never go down the ramp. But at this point, he scouts that Raze is indeed expanding. He's committed. Well, he's still got units at home. And now Jason gonna break the knees of that Stalker with the concussive shells. You can't leave, he says, and slams it in the face. I'm going to be able to take out the proxy. Jason with a strong and efficient response to good scouting information. And Ray is going to be shut down on this proxy. Concussive shell is something like that definitely is underused. I feel that upgrade is underused, especially early on. Now, it is a pretty big investment to get a tech lab on your barracks early, and getting those marauders slows down a lot of other options. But if you've scouted to this extent, it's cheap, it's quick, and dangerous. So the concussive shells now mean Raze has to sit back. And he doesn't know, is Jason going to go for an all-out attack? He's kind of stuck on his side of the map trying to figure it out. The grenade bounces him up, and that means... Oh, Jason trying to get in that mineral line. Will he see? Yes, he does. He sees the twilight. Oh, and he sees the gates. Very important information here. That many gates is some sort of all-in. He doesn't know if it's blink or charge, but that many gates that early is suspicious, at the very least. A Marine is scouting out. He's looking. What will he find? Oh my god, more Marines scouting out. He's... Ow! Oh! Who put that table there? Don't say my job isn't dangerous. Anyways, Jason has plenty of information here. He's gonna see the prism. The fact that these are stalkers might not give away this is a charge lot all-in. Now, it's not an all-in. As soon as I said it, I regretted it, because I looked at the production tab. We got a Robo Bay on the way. The charge is done, but to be honest, it looks like Jason's gonna have plenty to deal with this. He needs to target down the prism. He does. The bio gonna be whittled down a bit, but the concussive shell's helping a lot against these charge lots. The unit's gonna be dead. Does he get that last marauder? No, Jason micros it back. A lot of stim used, but while Raze is going for Colossi now, he doesn't have the key support that he had in the previous match, or previous matches really. He doesn't have that third base, and he doesn't have that solid probe count. There's no forge for upgrades, so it looks like he's going to follow this up with another attack. Extended thermal lance, more gates. If Jason attacks into this, that could be a mistake. But otherwise, this is a pretty comfortable position for Jason to be in. As long as he's able to figure this out. If he loses these two medevacs, then yeah, that's a problem. Oh, he could drop out in the corner. He's just gonna go right on top. He could go straight for the Robo. The units will respond. He goes for another pylon. Artosis would be proud. It's not gonna be depowered, but the Robo will be. He picks up, blink a couple seconds out, and he'll get out. I'm expecting a scan at the third to kind of get an idea of whether or not he has to worry about... The third base is the most important info here. He knows there's not a third here. A Marine scouting across. But if he finds out there's not a third, and Jason, he already has a third. So, it's time to play defense. Raze has been at 44 probes for quite a while. This Marine about to get very key information. Jason. I expect him to lift this as soon as he finds out there's no third. This is an attack. Or the Marine. I guess he's going to try to be cheap and use the Marine, but... There's the third. But... it's somewhat of a placeholder. Jason is very ready for this. He's up at 25 supply. He's up at 13 workers. He's got +1/+1. He's got his armory started. He's got his third base done. He's got a sensor tower. He has combat shield stim.
Now I have your
He's got all the fixins. Raze is now playing from definitely from behind. He has to... He's been so wholly scouted now. He kind of just has to rely on getting as close to max out as possible and holding on to his economy. At this point, attacking... There's no way. Jason has had near perfect scouting this match. A disruptor's on the way. This really now comes down to if Jason makes a mistake, because he has all the tools he needs to potentially close this out. I'm not going to do the caster hype of like, but Raze still has an opportunity. No, Jason's way ahead right now. He has all the tools, but one disruptor shot or a couple medevacs in the wrong spot. Yeah, there's a scan.
Now I have your attention.
But Jason, no reason not to be aggressive here. He has his production online. Double starport, 5 racks, 2-2 on the way. He needs to be very careful of medevacs getting picked off. These are the kind of things that allow a Protoss to come back. Wait, can you actually fly all the way up there? Is that a thing? Well, Raze sees it. Jason will immediately boost right back. A Marine scouting ahead. Very simple, but very effective tactic. This army, yeah, you're not going to want to stick around for too long. Jason realizes that Raze has enough to deflect. He's posturing. He's posturing. The scan allows him to... Well, this was spotting for stalkers. Maybe there were stalkers to intercept, but no. Raze doesn't have the economy for all those extraneous units. Jason crossing his T's, dotting his I's, and scanning his escape routes. Ghosts on the way, 2-2 on the way. Jason's vision gives him a lot of early warning, which is very important for managing armies like this. Raze is just trying to hold his ground right now. He wants to not die. And if he can not die and get to 200 supply of Protoss with Storm and Colossi and Disruptors, well, then his dreams might no longer be memes. But here comes Jason, 2-2, 10 seconds out. Storm is done, but there are already ghosts on the field. 6 of them, 7 of them. 4 Vikings is not an overwhelming number, but with these armor upgrades, the Colossi are not the end of the world. This is actually kind of a nasty position here for both sides. There's not much space between the Nexus. Oh, the EMP's over the top! Blanket the entire army. Just the Disruptor must be worried about. Actually, there were 2. I missed that one. So did Jason. Another one's coming up. Can he target it down? It's going to be some... Oh, he targets it in the last second. The Colossi crumble. And so does Raze. Vikings on the deck. And Jason cleans house. 2-2. All tied up. That is actually a really nasty positioning on that 4th. I've never seen quite an engagement in there. Thank you, Real Altrius, Original Pawn, for gifting some lucky preloaders. Raze wants Port Alexander for match 5. Let's get right into it.
Good. Now I have your attention.
Thank you, a wave, and welcome back, Zixer, as well. Use the Super Multi command for all the streams. Both sides are ready. Both sides are streaming. Both sides are top tier players. Wait, did we actually make that command, or was I lying to people? Apparently, what? Hey! Anyways, we're back to it. 150 bucks to be divided up between these two. The next one to take 2 matches first. 100 bucks for the winner, 50 for a participation award, but and also apparently the winner gets a transition / animated, so they get one of these things. All right, I guess we'll add that to the prize pool. I'll notify them after the game. I know Jason streams quite regularly. Raze not so much, but he streams pretty often. So I think they'd both appreciate that. Why not? We're throwing everything in the bucket for prizes here. Yeah, that's the real win there. That's valued at hundreds of thousands of dirty esports follows. By the way, Jason has a barracks on the other side of the map. Raze knows that. He just doesn't know where the barracks is. A Zealot is on the way. It's going to be a Proxy Reaper, which is a little bit... Oh, I take it all back. The fact that this hasn't been scouted might be part of Jason's strat. This is not a great map for a Reaper. The only place you can jump into the main is here. Or run up the ramp. Oh, Raze, Raze, Raze! Raze! He finds it. I don't know what that was. I don't know what my voice just did. Anyways. The Zealot, I don't think will quite be here in time. He's actually just going to send it straight across. Because there are no units at home, and Raze has blocked the wall and is building shield batteries. So this is going to get real hot and heavy real quick. I don't know what happens now. I feel like this isn't great for Jason, but... And there's a Stargate on the way. Here comes the Zealot. So... You're not gonna kill that Zealot. He's just gonna lose SCVs, but...
Good.
There's 3 shield batteries, an Adept, and a Zealot. He's gonna try to catch him. There's a tank on the way. In Oracle, if there's enough Stargate units, the game simply ends. Like, that's the situation we're in. Jason has nowhere near enough to build another command center on the map. Oh, he gets the Zealot! He gets the Zealot! What a catch! Now the Adept gonna have to take significantly more time. But here come the Marines. There's no shield battery at home, but there is an Oracle. It's almost done. The shield battery almost done. A bunker being built. This is happening. Has Raze noticed this? Another Oracle is on the way. 2 Oracles are enough to clean this up. But there's a bit of a kicker. Probes will be pulled. He's targeting down. He's going straight for the Oracle. But a medevac turns things. sideways. Both sides losing incredible amount of workers. And he picks up the medevac, the kicker. Jason has enough for, well, I don't know what else he builds. The Adept is eventually going to kill everything, but 12 probes have already died. He could potentially dodge shots of the Stalkers. The Micro is there. He can pick up, oh wow, the Oracles do damage real quick. GG. Okay, so... All right, and that was quick and dirty. And an interesting build with a strong counter. I told them that about the animation thing, Ken Palella, by the way. You can, after one of the players wins, you can go to their chat and tell them about it. They are excited. Thank you for joining me for Tuesday Night Fights. Thank you, Mini Nim, for gifting the Missouri. It's so easy. We've got more matches lined up after this. I'm not sure exactly which matches, but there are more matches. I might try to drag... I'm actually going to message Neeb. And see. But I don't know if there's anyone that can actually take Neeb. So, could just give Neeb some free money. All right, we're back. You're back. Thank you. Bring in M. Canning. Hey. M. Canning has beaten Neeb. There is that. You got a good point. If you remember, she's Adelphia. And he qualified for WCS Winter. Of course, so did Neeb. And Neeb a little bit more easily, but... Yeah, we're on Game 6. These guys putting on a show. And neither one of them a big fan of leaving early workers in their own base. Bring Future. I don't know Future. I didn't see him on. But I'll ask and see if Neeb's down first.
Yes. Just as I deserve.
No, I can't. Like, I can try to bribe him, but I think he's practicing right now, so... WCS Winter is... When does it start? This weekend? I don't remember. Like the main event. Thursday? Oh, yeah. So, just a few days. Oh, whoa. The probe! Oh, does he get it? Does he finish it? Oh.
First blood.
He got him. Killing that first probe, so satisfying. It's just a weight off your shoulders as a Terran player. Killing any Protoss unit, especially in the first few minutes of the game, is a weight off your shoulders as a Terran. That Reaper burning through a lot on its jetpack. Okay, stop with the music. Reaper coming in. I'm realizing how dumb my commentary is when I'm not paying attention. Oh, the probe! No! No, you can't just let a probe in! Well, now it's here for good. So he just kind of lets the secondary probe in. He will kill a secondary probe, but this one... It could have also blocked, it could have also blocked a potential... Oh, you... He recalls the probe. Cheeky move. Though, the math on it is that it is usually worth it to recall the probe. Now, you might lose a little bit in the way of minerals as compared to chrono boosting probes or anything else, but it's not about the minerals. It's about the mental victory of getting your probe trapped in the base and it getting out. That is worth way more minerals than any sort of math you could do. Thank you, Wisdom Games. How many Marines? 5 Marines is enough to kind of take an Oracle. Wait, did Jason see the Stargate? He did. So he knows this is potentially on the way. Is there a Widow Mine? There is. In the classic location. The Liberator. Oh. Okay. Liberator on the way out. We're over there. That's happening. Even the music seeming to favor Jason in this match so far. But overall, it seems the player with more reliable scouting has been ahead in the early game of all of these matches. Like last game, Jason... Well, no, wait. Last game, Raze was able to scout the proxies, get that information, whereas Jason didn't really have too much information on what Raze was doing. The game before that, Jason scouted the proxies and was able to shut them down and get way ahead. Now, Raze has seen most of Jason's early game build, but there's a 3-point attack coming through. The Marine drop, the Hellions, and the Liberators, all incredibly dangerous. Raze has 3 Oracles and some Stalkers to defend. He's already moving in place to defend this, deflecting the Hellions, but the Hellions will get into the natural. The Liberator looking for an opportunity. The Marine drop targeting down the base. The Hellions gonna find some kills, good kills to start. Liberator still stuck in the corner, gonna be pinned by those Stalkers, but the probes will body block out. 10 probes have gone down thus far. The third base under fire, taking hull damage now. This is the one place that it seems Raze did crumble a little. The Liberator has fallen. It flew into the Stalkers, but 10 probes and a lot of damage on that third base, making it very precarious. And it is potentially in siege tank range. If the siege tank wasn't blocked from getting out of the factory! Oops. The Oracles are coming in. He's gonna try to bait it in with the turret. Turret nearly done. Will he notice the Widow Mine? The Widow Mine gonna connect. And the turret gonna take a pot shot. So, nice hit on those Oracles, but still gonna find an opportunity to delay production. If he doesn't capitalize on that third, it's gonna be... Oh, we lose the reactor. Jason, off to a tough start. Some more gateways on the way. Now, this is another scenario. It keeps looking tough for the Terran, and it's hard to kind of recover. Well, he didn't do critical damage. He killed some probes, but not nearly enough to make a dent. A quick 3-base Protoss bounces back from that in seconds. But the one thing that Raze didn't have going for him, when you open up with triple Oracle with Stargate, you don't really have the ground army. So Blink is done, +1 weapons are done, but the Robo isn't. Charge just started. There's going to be a window with combat shields, with +1, with medevacs, with stim, where Jason will have a much stronger ground army. And defending and holding on to this 4th base, which is a bold move, but a smart one from Raze, is going to be difficult. Jason should be moving out in just a few moments here as all these things complete. Another medevac about to complete as well. It's all going to come together. Raze. Oh. Okay. Does he look for another tag? The revelation about to wear off. If it's kind of a now or never situation for Jason. Those Marines will get tagged. He could put them all in medevacs and... Well, actually, that would spot the medevacs out. It's kind of a weird way Revelation works. A group of unrevealed Marines moving out. Stim is not done, but he finds the Oracles. Another tag. All right, Jason, are you moving out? Robo Bay is on the way. Charge is on the way. Plenty of gates done. 4th base. Not spotted. The army is coming together. Jason on even army supply, but Colossi are in production. Jason seems content to sit back. The Oracles come in for another tag. And guess what, Jason? You're it. He's really trying to avoid these, but Raze is 2 on top of him. 2 Oracles enough to keep almost constant vision. Armory's on the way, so Jason is not resigning himself to being this being an all-or-nothing push. But once 2 Colossi are done, they don't have extended thermal lance, so there's still a bit of a window. A scan will see the entire army. Does he realize charge is nearly done? He's just going to back off. He got Raze to sweat a little bit. +2 on the way, but once again, Jason has kind of ceded control of the map, well, of the tech and the map to Raze here. And Raze can take advantage of it very soon. God, these tags. Who needs observers when you can constantly observe? You can just feel Jason feeling very naked right now. Based on his movements, based on how he keeps trying to block out these Oracles, he feels like, he can't really do anything without Raze spotting it, but the scans, he's going to get both. Finally, a break. What does he do with it? Unfortunately, Raze now has the army. There are 2 hallucinated Colossi. I think that was a misclick. He meant to... Oh, everybody's done this. He meant to make Archons with some Templar, but didn't have the Templar selected. Had the Sentry selected, which activated the hallucination ability and built Colossi. It's happened to everyone before. Which means a little bit less Sentry energy. Not that that's the end of the world. 2-2 is not done. The army is spotted. There's no vision here from Raze. That is the one thing Jason has going for him. That Raven. The Raven! Raven! That's rough. Anti-armor missile could be a game changer. And now it's gone. Widow Mines. Another one. Spotted out. The minefield buying time, but not much more than that. Jason gonna try to hold on. 2-2 is done against 1-1. Jason does not feel like he has the army. Storm in the mail. Not quite done yet. Ray's just gonna go for it. Now, Jason doesn't know that Storm isn't done. How many ghosts? He still has 1 ghost. 2-2's not quite done yet. EMP. Nice EMP to start. A great angle for Jason. The Storm is done now. The Colossi starting to fall. EMPs could connect again. Good split so far. 2-2 finishing up. The Vikings clearing out the Colossi. Jason stimming into the fire and the flames. A dangerous game, but he's going to get another EMP. He crushes through. Raze supply. It plummets. Jason, knowing better than me and knowing better than Raze, Raze thought like, LOL, you're just stimming into my Colossi. Guess what? He's tearing through. The EMP is making a big difference. He kind of dodged out the first storms. And what happened to the prism? Well, there is no prism. And this turret, or this turret, or this turret, has a kill. I wonder what happened. By the way, can we talk about those sick War Chest missile turret skins? Use the War Chest command to buy the War Chest through my link. Through my partnership with Blizzard and Twitch, I get some of the money. You still have, like, a month or two to unlock it. Even after I Am Katowice, they fixed it so you can still unlock the skins after the main event in case you completely forgot you spent money on that. Jason now getting his 3-3 in a pretty timely manner, but Raze still going to have the advantage. Jason won the battle, but the war is long from over. It's his match point. Raze only needs one more. Jason needs this match and another one. The sensor tower's a pretty important factor here. He's really been focusing on them. The Liberators sieging up. Fusion core on the way. That's for advanced ballistics, as much as I would love to make it about battle cruisers. Battle cruisers could be an ultimate endgame unit, but we're not there yet. We're still a long way off. King's Cove has a lot of these little choke points, high ground, low ground action. You can lock down 4 or 5 bases with well, this high-tech and army supply. Fusion core is done. Will advanced ballistics start? He doesn't actually have a tech lab starport, so a bit of an oversight there. The Vikings are on the prowl. I think he caught wind of one of these. Oh, unfortunately not going to find the warp prism, but there are turrets. The army of Raze. There are no Archons in the mix, so not that much of a meat shield if the EMPs and Liberators are in position. The Vikings will find their way back. Another couple hunting for a prism, or at least knowing it's a major threat. Both sides are maxed out, but neither player wants to fight the other. Raze is waiting for Jason to flinch. Jason, unflinching. Is their cloak done? Cloak is done. There are no observers. That could change everything. There's an observer coming in. Will Jason actually spot it? If he commits the ghost at the wrong time? No, the observer just got here. The EMPs! He hits almost all the Templar. There's still a couple storms in the front. Another one as well. He's weathering it. The Liberators sieging up. Only 2 Colossi in the mix. Jason standing his ground and knocking Raze back to his side of the map. The Warp Prism makes its way past the turrets. It's going towards the main. Jason on the chase. Colossi being knocked over. But this Prism could change everything. Raze knows how important it is. A massive charge lot warp in. Jason needs to be on top of this before he loses too much of his production. The Liberators moving forward. Advanced ballistics on the way. Raze looking for the storms. The Blink Stalkers go forward. The charge lots have bought time. Now Raze back on the attack. Jason still has the supply. He's finished up 3-3. Both sides on near maximum upgrades. The Liberator sieging up at the charge lots, breaking a hole in the defenses here. There is a planetary to hold the line for now. Jason scrambles back to save his main. The Vikings will take out the Prism. The rest of the Liberators should have been at the front, but the planetary will keep Raze busy for now. Raze has bought himself space, but Jason swings back to the front. There are 4 Templar with Storm backstopping this army, making it a lot more dangerous. Oh. But ghosts are on point. Vikings hit the deck. Raze has secured another base. 83 to 73 workers. A single charge lot survived in the main. Jason, some autumn colors on the Liberators. But both sides will prevent critical damage from being done to themselves. And will be building up 2 even later game armies. They both took a pounding. Jason able to knock down the army, but Raze able to keep the counterpunch from coming through. This observer, very important. A lot of the air units here, not in full repair. Both sides are maxed out. Oh god, that's a scary Protoss army. Jason will have to stim. He's trying to find a better angle here. Several Liberators in the mix, but there are, several Tempests rather, but there are 10 Liberators. So, and some Vikings as well to get in front of things. Storm, the big kicker. Colossi, not that scary here, even 4 of them. It's the Storms. The Storm's so important, but the Vikings easily shooting down. The Tempests don't have much HP. If there's no storm, the Vikings will easily take them out. The scans are there. Is there an observer? There's no... okay, the observer's on the way. That could be a critical mistake by either side, either knowing or not knowing whether there's an observer. Another scan sees the obs. Only a single one could be sniped, but super risky. Jason boxing out. A huge play across the map. Will he recall? Will Raze recall? He has no units at home. He's trying to chip forward, but Bio moves a lot more quickly. EMP on the Nexus. No recall here. The army has to retreat. The Vikings trying to step forward. Raze grouping up his army. Will recall to his third, but that opens up an opportunity for Jason to snipe another base. The rest, the ones left behind, will scramble back. Jason doesn't actually know the recall was used for sure, but this is kind of giving it away. Cancels a massive warpin. The base under fire. The base gonna be taken out, and Jason can stim and get out of there. He scans the army. The Blink Stalker's gonna take their pound of flesh, but not much more. Jason, big moves with the Bio army, recognizing, oh, some ghosts will go down. Launch a couple parting EMPs. Plenty of command centers here. Adding another orbital on. Jason not out of the woods yet. Here comes the counter-strike. The positioning, disgusting. A massive Venn diagram overlapping of liberation zones. Jason now holding on to his bases. He didn't kill that many probes. And what he did is make sure that Raze's army right now is huge. 133 Protoss army supply. He needs to repair some of these. Oh, the observer is taken out. How many obs are on the map? 1. Where is it? I'm trying to... It's with the army, okay. How many Vikings for Jason? Only 5. So, any air weapons? +2 air weapons done. Another Bio army finds an opportunity. He takes out the pylons. The Nexus is next on the docket. The Bio army at the front. You gotta be careful. Can't be losing too much here. Another base will be taken out. Raze has money in the bank. The Blink Stalkers will blink to the side. EMP's coating everything. The Planetary getting in on the action. The Storm's a long way off. Raze loses all the Templar. Everything is crumbling. The Planetary helping out. The Bio army takes out a base. Raze has nothing really substantial left. All his key units taken down. Plummets in supply again. Nearing 100. He's trying to rebuild. The Bio army coming back to intercept. A lot of the Liberators were taken down, but 73 to 51 workers. Only 4 bases left for Raze. He's got 50 probes. He has to spend all his money rebuilding, and he has very little time till Jason comes stimming across the map. The base will be scouted. This makes it pretty obvious that Raze is scrambling to get things together. He has to rebuild that splash damage, but does he have time before the Terran train comes calling? Another scan. He's just spotting for Nexi here. It's becoming obvious that Raze is struggling to put enough units on the field to both attack and defend, so he's stuck on defense. Another scan. Jason confirming he has how many orbitals? 4, and 3 more command centers. He's taken all the bases on the map. 187 to 153 supply. The last gasp of Raze in the middle of the map. Raze, okay, he needs to land the EMPs one more time. The Liberator count is at 3, so not a deadly army. Still some Tempests in the back. The army supply is pretty close to even. A single Widow Mine in the mix. Knocks out a few of the Zealots. A few reinforcing units. The Templar are the kicker here. Storms have changed many games in the past, and there's still an opportunity for one more to be added on. Jason built a blocking engineering bay. It looks like there was a warp prism that came in, but it's not here anymore. That's all you need to know. The Liberator goes down. A massive Bio army. Jason trying to make the same move as earlier. He's still not that confident against this army. The thing is here... Oh, an EMP. Makes it a little bit easier to take out those Tempests. A Quadra drop on the other side. Jason realizing correctly that still Raze's army hard to take head on. So why bother? Raze exhausted most of his bank here. I think he's figured out what's going on. He's felt this before, but it's too late. The Nexus is under fire. He can't recall to it. Will he recall to it? No, no, no. If he targets it, the recall is canceled, and it's now on cooldown. He could just go up into the main. What will he decide to do? He's going to realize very soon. He's going to realize very soon that the army is no longer on his side of the map. He can move the rest of his units forward if he chooses. The Warpin's in the main. Dark Templar underneath. He has plenty of scans. The Dark Shrine will be taken out in just a moment. The entire army scrambles back. Jason should be moving forward with his other fist. The army all the way at the back. The scans are there. Jason still at 200 supply. The medevacs do escape. Where's your rapid reignition systems or whatever the hell it's called? Jason, show me that upgrade. I think he lost his starport tech lab a while ago. The medevacs running through the gauntlet to join up with the rest of the reinforcements. The Templar gets storms, but the Templar were left behind. Of all the things that you need to not leave behind, that was probably number one on the list. There are no more Templar. There are some Archons. A charge lot forces a little less mining. Raze, 126 to 130 army supply. Despite all of this, his army is disgusting. But the Freedom Zones! The Canadian Terran against the American Protoss, bringing the liberation. Another scan spots the army moving. He has scans for days. He's maxed out. He doesn't need more minerals. He needs to know exactly what he's up against. Still a few charge lots. Raze not letting this go easy. Still some Templar in the mix. Raze only has 40 probes, but he barely has anywhere to mine from. This Observer, the real MVP. I think he just spotted these drops. A couple charge lots. Honestly, Jason could do with a few less SCVs at this point. Where did those medevacs go? Playing a dangerous game. Raze still boxed out. The Observer at the front. This army moving again. The Liberator's not sieged up. The Planetary, it does have Neosteel armor. The Liberator's making sure they're well spread. Will force the Archons back. The Liberation from downtown picks off a couple. The Bio Army. Recall is off cooldown, but can he snipe the base beforehand? It's already too late to recall. Another Bio Army on the left. 3 medevacs on the right. Raze caught in the middle. He's tearing through everything. The charge lot's taken down. He could target the Robo next. Even more of that splash damage gonna go down. Raze is scrambling back. He has nowhere left to mine from. These units either gonna go to rehab or hell. Maybe both, as they've been stemmed all the way to death. The scans across the board. He sees the whole army has retreated. Raze is gonna have one base left to mine from. Oh my god. "16 Liberators. And here comes Jason. There's no stopping this. Some beautiful storms, maybe. The ghosts are on point. Terran! He's closing in. The leapfrog. 8 Liberators at a time. How do you stop this? A nuclear missile is on the way. Oh, he's coming in. Here comes the last stand of Raze. But there's nothing stopping these Liberators, raining down freedom on everything below. A few charge lots survive, but GG, WP, we're going all the way. Game number 7 is coming up.
So cannot be undone, and I can read what you're telling me. It's so clear to see. When it looks so easy.
Oh yeah, by the way, meanwhile, moving on. Come on. Next up, the last map, Kairos Junction.
Good. Now I have your attention.
Good stuff.
And now, suddenly GM players in the upgrade.
Good. Now I have your attention.
Thank you, flipping frisbees.
Find out. We've got so much that we can work out. There's still so much that we can find out.
What's the difference between spectator and referee? Referee can talk in all chat and also pause and unpause the game. Whereas a normal spectator cannot. So, pretty important, especially like in show matches. Game number 7. I hope you guys have enjoyed this thus far. Use the super multi command. We have in the bottom right twitch.tv/RazeSC2. They're both streaming right now. From Psystorm Gaming. And in the top left, Juggernaut. I think that's spelled right. Both top grandmaster players. And now, the winner of this match gets $100 and a fancy streaming logo animation. The loser goes home with 50, so not empty-handed, and putting on good games for the fans. Just the multi-command? Or just the multi-command, whatever. And also, they're both probably at home, so they will remain at home but have more money. That is the situation. Probe and SCV scouts. Neither player opting for buildings on the other side of the map for one of the first times this series. Oh. Down goes the SCV. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the probe?
We got him.
But
I'm
that's
glad
revenge.
this is a thing. Thanks for putting it on.
Alright, you guys enjoy it. We have another match coming up after this. I forgot to ask Neeb if he wanted to play. But we have Kiwi on, said he was interested. Cuddle Bear is potentially playing. But if Neeb is interested, I'll try to find someone. Neeb is the #1 player on the North American ladder, so there is no one I could get that would be an equal match. But if Future's around, he's beaten him before. So, what are you doing? What are you doing, Raze? Is he just trying to outsmart the Reaper, or M Canning? M Canning has beaten him as well. Yeah, we're getting our money's worth here in these matches. The probe sniped off by the Reaper. He held it at home, knowing that's a likelihood. Stargate is on the way. Raze loves his Stargate. The last game you kind of saw Jason. I was kind of questioning. So, last match I was kind of questioning how long Jason stayed at home. King's Cove, a very defensive map, but in every match where Raze was able to get that later game army, Jason struggled. But that last match, Jason stayed patient. He didn't commit his army, and he defended. He was able to hold on to his 4th base. He landed the EMPs. He got the Liberator sieges, the bio counterattacks. He was able to go toe for toe with a Protoss player who was a little bit ahead in upgrades and tech for most of the game. So, the wall-off is scouted. Are there Hellions? Not this game. It is going to be a medevac drop, a single Hellion, so some angles for damage. Is that... Raze has to know about that Widowmon placement, the very sneaky one. Is he just going to tag this? He's waiting to see. Partially maybe waiting for what comes out of the starport. I don't know if Raze spotted it. Okay, wait. Why is the medevac just going out on its own? Is he gonna drop a Hellion and a Reaper into the base? I mean, no one expects one Hellion, one Reaper drop. I'll give him that.
Attention.
That's definitely a creative strat. Raze, I think, caught wind of this, but there's nothing nearly at home. He's gonna be like, wait a second. again? What? Why is there a Hellion and a Reaper in my base? Oh, he's looking for the stack. He doesn't find it. Gets greedy. It's 2 probes. Okay. I mean, that's the cost of a Hellion, right? So... I feel like Winter never plays the game, just casts shitty replays. So I will counterpoint. You're right. Besides the fact this is live and I just got GM a few minutes ago. But besides that, right on point. Your feelings are more important than actual facts. Just remember that. Now, does he suspect there's a Widow Mine in here? The reactor, you cannot repair while it's building, which is kind of a weird situation. But then that would allow you to, I guess, build faster? I don't know. Which is why it's always nice to be able to target add-ons while they're on the way. Blink, +1, 5 more gates. So another brute force gateway style out of Raze. He relies on solid scouting in the form of Revelation. 2 oracles this game. Did he lose one? No, I kind of like that. He's been going for 3 oracle play, but 2 oracles are enough to almost constantly get Revelation and not delay your tech too much. I think that was kind of the issue in the last match, is while he had great scouting, his tech wasn't quick enough to punish Jason, even if it was quick. Might just be a reaction to the fact Jason didn't go Hellions this time. So. Jason's building up a pretty strong army, but Raze has 64 probes. Finishing a Robo. Blink is done. Third base finishes up. Okay, that's a beautiful tag. But Jason, this is no time for caution. He's going straight across. Charge isn't done. +1 armor isn't done. He's chrono boosting both. He knows it's important. The reinforcement's going to be cut off. I don't know about that usage of the oracles here. But the lack of charge, incredibly important here. +1 armor also, but an anti-armor missile against non-charged lots, this bio army will shred. Now, if charge finishes, that's a little different. You can't rely on it not being finished forever. The stim comes through. Oh, there's a base over here. He doesn't know about it, but he's being... Yeah. Charge is done. But anti-armor missile gonna change everything. +1. Turrets coming through. The Cheeto dust makes these much more vulnerable. Negative armor across the board, especially considering +1 is not done. Force fields are there. They isolate some of the units, but a lot of the zealots being gunned down. He picks up a few, he gets out. Anti-armor missile, incredibly important in that engagement. If there is no anti-armor missile, Raze has enough. No question. Raze has enough. Is there an armory done or on the way? No. Jason hasn't worked towards those upgrades. There's no turret in this mineral line either. The oracles are still alive. Another army coming out for Jason. The army supply is close to even. There's no splash damage from Raze. He's been going for the brute force. Robobay is on the way. Is there enough for another anti-armor missile? He's about 10 seconds away. A Marine going to be scouting. Should be looking for the 4th in a moment. Oh, gotta get rid of that mine. I like the Ghost Academy. Ghost Academy already on the way. But once again, Raze is going for the Robobay. The Colossi before Templar. Whoop. What's happening here? Don't mind me. Looks like we're going to have another more drawn-out match as Jason's starting to think, maybe I can't attack in. Unfortunately, he doesn't realize Colossi are already in production. Is there a second starport? Nope, not yet. Throwing up some turrets. Warp Prism's always incredibly annoying. Oop. He gets a parting shot. Once these oracles go down, his life becomes way easier. Just a minefield all over the place. A scan. Catches the 4th base, nearly done. Still has not seen the Colossi. Super important. Raze, pull back your Colossi. Pull him back, pull him back! Nice. Not gonna let him scout that for free. There they are, though. Does Jason decide to attack? There's about to be 4 Colossi and Thermal Lands. A tag is there. Raze has vision. Jason does, like, +2 attack is about to be finished. This is a questionable engagement with +2 attack done, extended Thermal Lance. Even 2 Colossi is dangerous, but Jason may have stepped too far forward. The Widow Mines will burrow. He's done a stutter step down some of the Zealots, but even now, it's dangerous. EMPs, maybe? EMPs across most of the army, removing the potential for Guardian Shield. He scrambles 2 Colossi. But Jason being just ground back. The Blinkstalkers charging forward. And Raze leaning on that much better economy now. Extended Thermal Lance is done, and it just looks like Jason doesn't have the numbers. He got way too far forward, and now pushed all the way back. GGWP. Raze takes it in 7. Unfortunately here, Jason getting a little ahead of himself.